Kelly with Soulful Creations, and thank you for tuning into my channel today. I'm going to be making the Sequoia bag by Shambhala. But before I do that, I wanted to just do a quick video on how I'm going to do my strap. Um, you know, sometimes you just don't have the strap ends to leave the strap raw. So this is a method I do sometime so that I don't have any raw edges on my strap. So I just want to share that, and then I'll go ahead and make the video for the Sequoia bag. So let me just bring you in. Okay, so I have two pieces cut out. So this is my main vinyl, and I have cut this the length that she provides in the pattern. But instead of cutting it at 4 inches wide, I cut it at 2 inches wide. Okay, and then I have another piece in a contrasting vinyl that I've cut. It's about 2 inches shorter, and it's also cut 2 inches wide. So you can use the same vinyl, but I just chose to use two different vinyls for that two-tone look. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to place them right sides together, and we're going to sew across these short ends, okay, but on each side. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and clip. And if you notice, I have drawn my lines down the center too, because we're going to fold the raw edges in along the long side. Okay. So I do want to point out to you before I start sewing these ends here that if you're doing this method and you're using like a D-ring or a rectangle ring, you're going to want to feed the rings on first before you sew up both sides, or else you won't be able to have them on. Okay. I'm using these gate rings, so they open up, so I don't need to do that right now. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to sew right across the short ends at about a 1/2 inch seam allowance. You could do less if you want. You could do a 1/4 inch. I'm just choosing to do a 1/2 inch. Okay, so I'm just going to sew right across there. Okay. Do the same thing over here. Make sure you have them lined up good. Okay. Okay. So now I'm going to open up the seam allowance. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm going to trim these ends at an angle. And what that does is it just removes the bulk here. Okay. So I'm just going to do just like that. Okay. And I'll do that on all of them. Okay. It's just cutting that little angle off. Okay. So now it's going to look like this when we open it up. So we won't have as much of the bulk here, okay, when we fold these into the center. Okay, so now I'm just going to top stitch right at the seam. So like 1/8 of an inch on each side, just so this stays open. Okay. And I just turn and then come up the other side here. do the same thing over here. Okay, so now I've top stitched. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just run some double-sided tape along the line I drew. Okay. And then we're going to fold the raw edges in to the center. Just using this 1/8 inch double-sided tape. You can use wider if you want, 1/4 inch, even 1/2 inch. Okay, and I'm just going to run some on both sides of the line. This is just another way to do a strap without leaving any raw edges. Okay. Okay. So now that I have the double-sided tape there, I'm just going to peel the backing off. Start peeling the backing off, and I'll just start folding towards the center, right against that line I drew. When you get to the part with your seam, just make sure you line it up. Keep it lined up with the seam. That point should meet right there at the seam. Okay. And if it doesn't stick because it's a little thicker there, then just put a little clip there to hold it down. Okay, and just continue going. Okay, and the same when you get to this point, just match it up. Okay, I'm going to put another little clip there, hold it down, and then I'll do the other side. And bring the point to the middle there. And I'll just leave a little gap this time because it's going to be a little thicker. Well, let's just bring it to the center. It's okay because we're going to bring these raw edges together, the wrong sides, excuse me. We're going to bring the wrong sides together. So do fold it right up against the line so that the raw edges meet. You don't have to leave a little gap. I'm thinking about what I do when I have a double folded strap. We're only doing a single fold here. Okay. So bring that in. Just keep it straight as possible. Okay, I'm going to add another clip there. Okay. This final's a little bit thicker, So it wants to kind of pull away. So just, we're almost there. Okay, almost there. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so we have it all folded to the center. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to bring them wrong sides together. Okay, and you can even run another piece of double-sided tape along the back. This tape is awful. I will never ever again get a deal and get some tape. I just will stick with my Way-Wax tape because it is the best in my opinion. Never have any problem holding. Okay, so I'm going to remove these clips for a second. Okay, remove these, and now I'm going to make sure that the wrong sides are facing each other. Okay, and I'm going to make sure, sorry, let me make sure here. Well, this tape really is sucky. Okay, I had in one of the groups, I heard this was some good tape, but it wasn't. I won't tell you where I bought it from, because I don't want to talk about anybody's business, but it's just not doing for me anything. Okay, so remember, this one is my longer piece. So we want to just make sure that on this side that we have about the same amount on each end, okay? Which is going to be maybe like a half an inch, about a half an inch, just like that, okay? So this is going to be the back of my strap, okay? So decide which one you want to be on top, okay? And that's the one that you want to make a little longer, okay? Let me hurry up and clip these together because this tape, it just does not want to cooperate, okay? So I'm just going to hurry up and clip these together. Okay. And they should match up. Let me just put, look. Okay. Okay. And if you have to adjust it a little bit, like if it's a little more slack on this end, then we can adjust a little bit. I hear the chipmunks in the background. I love that my teenagers still like to watch cartoons. Okay, so I got a little slack in here, so I'm just making sure that I adjust it. There we go. Alrighty. So it's going to look like this. So no raw edges, okay? And on this side, you'll just see the snake print. And then this is the back side, okay? Where the seams are. Okay. So now what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to top stitch all the way around, okay? But since I'm using gate rings, I could do it either way. I could fold an end over and attach my gate ring like that. Or I can just go ahead and insert my gate ring here like that, which is what I think I'm going to do. Let's bolt this way. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, excuse me, I'm going to go ahead and insert my gate ring so I know where to stop sewing. Okay, so I'm going to have my strap like this, okay, and I'm just going to sew around. Okay. Making sure that the sides stay together, that they stay matched up. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead, start sewing, top stitching. Okay, make sure you see okay. I'll just start here. Top stitch on the side that you want to be your right side. Okay. And you can back stitch if you want, or you can just leave a tail and tie it to the back, which is what I think I'll do. You just take your time and make sure that it stays even so that you're catching both the top and the bottom evenly. Okay, I'm getting close to my gate ring. Making sure it stays there straight. Okay. I'm going to stop about right there as far as my presser foot will go. And I'm going to turn and I'm going to come across there. Okay, and so I don't tear my vinyl with my presser foot, I'm going to just put another little piece, slide a piece of vinyl up under there, okay, and keep it from tearing my vinyl. And take a stitch here, and now I can go up the other side. Yep, and I can remove that. I'll make sure this side is looking even too. I'm going to pull that to the, what I think I'm going to do instead is I am going to pull the threads. I'm going to pull them right to the middle, right in between the layers, and tie it off. Okay. So then that way I don't have a knot on the back side. So I'm pulling it right between the two layers. So these I'm pulling and I'm just tying. I'm going to tie them off. Okay. And then that will get trapped right in between. Okay, now back to this other side. Okay, that's about as far as I can go. I'm going to turn, come across. Put my piece of vinyl there. And I'll stop right where I started. Okay. Okay. And leave my tails, and I will pull it to the back or pull it to the center. So here I have my tails there. I can open this up just a little, if I can. Let me see. If I pull it, I should be able to see. If not, well, if not, what I'll do is I'll just pull it to the back. Pull it to the back, and then I will take my regular hand needle. And as you can see, I haven't threaded a needle in a minute. Okay. And these glasses won't do me any good because they're not bifocals. It's almost there. I'm trying to feed both in at the same time. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I did it. Okay, so now I'm just going to go right through one of the holes, and I'm going to pull it right up through the seam. Right there through the seam. Okay. And now I can tie it off. See, so the back side, you won't be able to see any knots. Can't tell where I start or stop. Okay. And I will trim that down the best I can. And try to be very careful. Try to pull that back a little and just burn it without burning your vinyl. So don't be very quick about it. Okay, there we go. Alrighty, so there we have our strap. We have a nice two-tone strap, no raw edges. Okay, so I don't have to worry about if I have strap ends or not. Sometimes I want the strap ends, you know. They're nice decoration. But in this case, I already have these gate rings. So I didn't want to have the extra. So this is a good way, you know. It's another method. So that is it. Quick, short video. You can use this for a crossbody strap as well. Like I said, if you don't have to put the gate ring or the D ring or whatever ring you're going to use, you could just sew it all the way around. And then you could just fold it over onto your D ring or hook or whatever, just like you normally would. And then add a rivet, okay? And that way you don't have the raw edge there. And you don't have, if you don't have that extra hardware. So, thank you. Appreciate you tuning in and watching. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe if you haven't already. And have a blessed day.